Thank you for helping me yesterday.
With pleasure.
You know, I don't even need to have a weapon with me all the time. Just knowing that I can get it from my cabin whenever I want makes me feel safer. So I wanted to thank you for it. Would you like one of Undra's butterscotch treats? They're the captain's favorite.
Did you steal those too?
Come on, Devan. You should learn to enjoy the good things in life for once and stop asking questions. They taste a lot better if you don't know anyway.
Well, okay then. Those look too delicious to refuse.
They do, don't they? Feel free to indulge yourself, Devan.
Why are you being so friendly with me?
I thought you'd never ask. I need allies, Devan, and friends can provide a kind of protection that a weapon never will. Back in the capital, I picked you, and believe me, that wasn't without reason.
I don't really understand. What do you need allies for?
The captain thinks I don't know, or that's what I hope I've led him to believe. But I read his newspaper the moment I got my hands on it. Here, take a look. Without indigo to trade, the reason for our voyage has become a mystery to me.
What are you thinking?
I'm worried, Devan. There seems to be more to the Herald than meets the eye. What's going on down there?
Don't come any closer! I'll jump! I will! Just get away!
What happened? What did you do?
It was his hand that guided me. But now I need to finish it. I must.
I know life can be hard, Ian, but please don't jump. It's not worth it.
I can't live on this ship anymore. I need to get away. Somehow.
I know that Brunswick scared you. I don't think he meant to do you any harm. He's just confused.
It's not just him. It's been every single one of you. Protecting your own filthy interests.
That's not true, Ian. I've only been trying to help you.
I don't need anybody's help. I'm free now. I've been shown the way.
While Ian threw himself off the ship in despair, Brunswick was bleeding out on the deck below. In the chaos to save the esteemed navigator's life, nobody cared about that of the cabin boy, who was drowning outside.
Well, it seems to me he had that coming.
Who exactly?
The navigator, of course. Brunswick. He was tormenting that boy. He should have known better. He should have acted like an adult.
Ian was a troubled boy. True, Brunswick drove him over the edge, but I believe Ian got there by himself.
When somebody places his or her trust in your good judgment, you better not abuse that, or it will come back to you, Devan. In this case, Brunswick just went too far, even with all his good intentions. As a teacher and mentor, he should have known better.
I think Brunswick did what he could. And in the end, he's the one that got attacked.
Look, Devan. When kings take pride in their rule over others, they often become tyrants. I've seen it happen myself. It's a sort of power that corrupts good men.
Excuse me, Merirani. I'm sorry to disturb you, but there is something that demands your immediate attention.
I'll be right down. Excuse me, Devan. Please wait here and do not move. Understood? Good.
Not the best bed I have ever slept in. What a beautiful ring. I must have been here for so long already. Lots of letters. No idea what they're saying, though. A newspaper clipping about the accidental death of a Raja. Interesting.
Now, when did I say you could walk around while I was gone?
You didn't, but...
You don't need to answer that. Now sit down. You are still my prisoner, remember?
Ugh, well, thanks for reminding me.
I'll set you free. Don't worry. But only after you've told me the rest of your story. I assume the captain must have been furious after what happened.
By God, Ludlow, how could you be so stupid?
I still don't know, sir.
Don't tell me I didn't warn you 1,000,000 times. You are lucky that we are short on people with your skills, or I'd have demoted you there and then.
I'm so sorry, sir. There is no way I could describe my regret for what happened that night.
Why did you not lock your cabin when you were out?
An honest mistake, sir. It won't happen again.
It won't indeed, because I'm confiscating that weapon.
But I still have my rights as an officer.
This is my ship and... No, I'm not telling you again. You know very well what I mean.
I know, but it's just...
Your self-proclaimed privilege to walk around armed almost got an innocent man killed, Ludlow. A dear friend of mine. Was I wrong to trust you? Was I? I am an old fool.
You are not, sir. Ian would have found another way. There was little any of us could do.
After what happened, the passengers have lost total faith in my authority. To restore that, I have decided to make you steward, Rensburg. I want the both of you to pamper our guests as much as possible. And if I hear as much as one complaint, I'm going to have to use force to correct it.
I'm not sure I understand, sir. Why me?
Without Brunswick and Ian, I can't afford to lose any more experienced sailors. You are not an experienced sailor, but you are a charismatic young man. I need a keeper of the peace who warrants a civilized atmosphere for our honored guests. I already informed our chef, Mr. Andra Aubertin, about your promotion. You will find him in the galley, where he will show you what duties a steward of the Herald has. Please leave now, both of you.
Well, congratulations. I don't know how you did it, but you did it. Got yourself a blue coat in less than a week.
You sound jealous. Are you?
No. It only took years before I got a promotion. Naturally, you get one on your 4th day. Of course, I'm jealous and amazed, but it's exactly what we need right now. Absolutely brilliant, Devan.
Care to explain how that was supposed to be brilliant?
Don't you remember what we talked about earlier? There's something strange going on aboard this ship, and you are going to find out what. Because as a steward, you will be the passenger's lackey, so you get to serve their food, rub their backs, and tuck them in at night.
Sounds like a dream job. No hard labor, just bringing dishes around and talking to people? That's it?
Nothing more, nothing less. Well, off to the galley with you. Be sure to stop by the crew's quarters first. You'll find a nice blue coat inside the cabinet there. And while you enjoy that shiny new jacket of yours, don't forget to eavesdrop on our unsuspicious victims.
Caleb had thoroughly scrubbed the blood from the floor, but I couldn't get the harrowing image of Brunswick lying there out of my mind. A blue steward's coat lay inside the cabinet, just like Ludlow told me. It felt strange to be its new owner. All crew carried luggage, some of them more than others, but nobody carried as much junk as Hjalmar Olsen. Why? I had no idea. All the soap in the world can't get the briny smell of the sea out of a sailor's socks, let alone the other pungent odors. I needed to go to the galley. Undra, the chef, was waiting for me there.
He made you the new steward? I should have known. You're best buddies with the captain, after all. Well, don't you have somewhere to be? The galley's through there and to the right. Now get out of here.
It was not uncommon to find a pile of junk next to Hayward's workshop. People generally tried to avoid him, so they often just dumped any tools they had used next to his workshop for the bosun to find on his way out. The signing of the Treaty of Westminster is a scene widely depicted in Protectorate art. It is so revered because it represents a defining moment in the Protectorate's creation. The large tankards we drank from could be found sitting around on trays everywhere. Not very surprising, since drinking is a sailor's favourite pastime. Day-old bread was put on the table next to the galley, providing a quick snack for sailors passing by. Undra's own fondness of fresh bread usually resulted in an excess of it. The tin plates we ate off gave a metallic taste to all the food that had touched them. It couldn't be healthy. In the corner stood a laundry basket filled with dirty napkins. I wasn't surprised, because the senator usually requested a new one after every single bite. Such wastefulness. It seemed that many of Lewis's books were about botany and zoology. That is something I hadn't expected to discover about him. He seemed more the religious type to me. A large cupboard was among the senator's furniture. I wondered what skeletons it was hiding. The door to the cargo hold had been locked shut when we left the capital. It would only be opened again once we finally reached the eastern colonies. Even with a blue coat, I wasn't allowed to enter the first-class cabins without a clear invitation by one of the passengers. A strangely shaped object stood in the corner of the gun deck. I couldn't really see what it was, but I had an inkling. The clockmakers from the province of Switzerland are the finest anywhere in the Protectorate. Of course, the senator owned a particularly fancy grandfather clock of Swiss origin. The gun deck was littered with all kinds of boxes that contained Senator Morton's belongings. I took from it that Mr. Morton must be a very rich man. Empire-style sofas seemed to be all the rage in the capital. The bulky and decadent design didn't make it hard to guess where the style originated, the province of France. Someone had left a plate on the floor near the boxes on the gun deck. I wondered who had been eating here, because that was generally not allowed. Among the bottles was one of the finest vintage whiskies I had ever seen. 1753 malt, said the label. It was over 100 years old. A particularly large painting was carefully covered with a blanket. I wouldn't be surprised if it was one of those tasteful artistic nudes, like the ones my adoptive father often sold to rich upper-class men of a certain age.